I get into it, how do you deal with stress when you're in a stressful situation?
It's a good question. How do I cope?
Yeah. So you're under the pump, got so much on. Let's talk, it can be personal or professional, because I think they're one and the same in the sense of the feeling that you get.
The way you handle it.
That's right.
Yeah, I just remind myself that I choose to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a big factor for me. Yeah, I always remind myself, like, hey, this is your choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go be a pleb.
Yeah, exactly. Have no
Go be a pleb, have a 9 to 5 and switch off.
Yep.
I don't want to do that. Okay, well, fucking man up. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the reality.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes I'll go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes because
like a physical break state.
yeah, sometimes shit just falls apart. I used to have a little trampoline. I used to have like a little rebounder.
Yeah.
I used to bounce on that. But sometimes like everything's just falling apart and you feel like everyone you're talking to has no idea what you're saying. And then you're like, you know what? You know when that happens? I feel like that happens to me a lot.
Mm.
And it's like, all of a sudden, has everyone gotten
Stupid.
silly? Yeah. Trying to not harm anyone's feelings. I feel like that happens to me a lot. And then I just think, you know what? The odds of everyone becoming stupid at the same time are slim.
Yes.
Probably something I'm doing.
Yep.
And then I'll go and plug headphones in and just go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, cool, like clear my, or sometimes too, like I was saying to you, I've had days where like it's 4:30, everything's falling apart, and I'm just like, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like I'm just fucking go away. Everything go away, leave me alone, and just go do something else.
Yeah.
And then come back to it. To clear my head.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the initial break state that you said. That's like, you chose it. You chose to do this.
Yeah.
And what did you expect? You won $1 million a day. Did you think it was going to be easy? Did you think that, I'm just going to rock up and work 9 to 5 and it's just magically going to happen? Of course not. They come with stress. It is hand in hand a prerequisite of you achieving anything great. Now, if you're going to be Mr. Olympia, you need to stress your body in such a way that it grows. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be lifting heavy weights. It's going to be hard, and it's going to be, you're going to have a huge amount of discipline to become Mr. Olympia. You need stress, and you mentioned this to me the other day, which has been a great thing. It's like, they say stress is the number one killer, but it's a number one killer if you think it's going to kill you. If you think stress is going to motivate you, if you think stress is there as a tool to help you progress and move forward and be able to achieve great things, then that's exactly what stress is going to do. If you sit here and go, this stress is bad, it's going to kill me, I can't do this anymore, I better slow down, I better go get my 9 to 5, I better quit, well, that's fine. But that's what's going to happen whenever you come up against stressful situations. And I think it's a great reminder that you keep saying, I choose to do this. Like, this isn't an easy slog. I've chosen to do this and I know it'll pay off. I just need to keep working. And that's something that I do to get through stress is I work. I go, okay, well, fucking let's go. This is stressful, but it'll be less stressful once that task is done. It'll be less stressful once I get through this. And when I get through this, I'll be stronger and better for it as a result of that stress. So I tend to go from stress to stress, just building those mental calluses.
From stress to stress.
Yeah, as in there's always something going on. I'm not saying stress is always a bad thing. Okay, I look at it's pressure as well.
Yeah.
There's that pressure to perform, that pressure to deliver, that pressure to get things done. It can be from a relationship point of view, you might have stresses. Okay, well, you chose to be married. You chose to have kids. You chose to have a mortgage. You chose to have an argument. So how do you change that? If you don't want to be in that stress state anymore, what does that mean? Does that mean you need to have an open and honest conversation with your partner about X, Y, Z to be less stressed? Does it mean you need to be humble? Does it mean you need to understand the other point of view a little bit better? Does it mean you need to sell your property? Does it mean you need to take a hit and lose some money? Well, Mosey put a post up a few months ago about this as well. And it was around, he goes, when I made $10,000, I lost $1,000 to get to the 10,000. Because when I made $100,000, he goes, I lost $10,000 to get that. He goes, when I made $100 million, I lost $10 million. He goes, it wasn't a loss. It was a lesson I needed to learn. It was a cost of success. I needed to have that loss in order for me to get to that level. I needed to make those $10 million worth of mistakes to make that $100 million. It's price of entry or cost of entry.
Yeah, the cost of the lesson.
Yeah, and I quite like that as well because I look at things different. When you look at it like that, well, this is just a lesson I had to have and pay for it so I don't ever have it again.
Yeah. So what do you do and how do you handle stress?
So working through it, first of all, I don't sort of curl up in a little ball and sit in the corner and I try and take more action than less, if that makes sense. Like this month, I'd say the last 3 weeks for myself in my business has been quite stressful from a point of view of delivery of projects, delivery of administrative things within the organization that needed to happen. I've had one of my PA's been away for 3 weeks. So that's added stress on myself, on the business, on all these things that I used to handball to her. And I go, yeah, cool, take care of this. I now have to do because I'm the only one that in the business at the moment that knows how to do some of those things. So particularly for Builder Elite. So there's been that stress, but then everything else I've had to do. So what does that mean? Oh, cool. Work at night. 3 fucking weeks. Big deal. Like I'll work at night. I come in here, like I've come in because again, I don't live far from the office. So I walked down to the office at 8 o'clock once the kids are all in bed and pumped out a few hours. Then went back home and I got ahead the next day. So I was all good with everything I needed to do. As far as a stress release, you
don't have any space to work at home, huh? You should.
No, I don't now. I did.
Yeah.
I did, but I don't now because I converted the study or where I had some space to work. I've converted that into my son's bedroom.
Yeah.
But I could sit at his desk if I wanted to, but man, why would I don't need to anymore.
Yeah.
I'm so close to the office. I can just walk here at any stage that I want and do what I need to do. But as far as an actual release of stress, I think it was a couple of weeks ago I called you and I went to the restaurant next door to our office and I just sat there by myself and had dinner. Right? I just sat there by myself. I made a few calls, talked a bit of shit to a few people, yourself included, had a really nice fit. I'm like, I'm going to eat so much. I ordered heaps of food. I was even going to order dessert. I just sat there by myself and I ate. And it was so relaxing and peaceful just to unwind, not talk to really anyone opposite me or anything like that. Just eat my food, enjoy a nice meal and unwind. And then I went home after the dinner because my wife and kids they had gone to an early dinner elsewhere. I got home and I was so much more refreshed and clear of mind as a result of that. So that was something that really helped me. But other stress releases, going to the gym helps as well. I like exercising. So having a decent workout and getting rid of some of that energy often helps me.
Is there anything you do in the moment?
In the actual moment?
Yeah, but right now,
standing
shit goes
up.
down, what do you do?
Nothing specific that'll be like, okay, take 10 deep breaths or anything like that. I just have that mindset that it's going to pass. Like, there's no need to be upset over this. It's going to pass. You will get through it. I've gone through all the bad shit that's happened to me in my life to date.
Yeah, because
every single thing.
It's like a muscle. Like you build.
It is. It's a muscle.
Like things that would once stress you out don't.
Perfect example. Yesterday, I was speaking to Simon. He had, and Simon, for you that don't know, is my construction manager.
Shout out to Simon.
Shout out to Simon. Won't listen to this. You're definitely fired. After this.
If you listen, don't come into it.
If you listen to this,
have your day after.
Yes. Simon, if you listen to this episode, text me and say, I listened to that episode. I'm going to give you the next day off. Paid. But if you don't listen to it, it has to be the next day.
And you have to tell him what the title of the episode is.
I'll tell him. No, I'm not going to tell him anything. He needs to listen to this.
I'm saying he has to tell me.
He has to tell me. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
But it is
the episode. And it is a time stamp it as well. At this moment in the episode, you said this, I could have the next day off.
33 minutes in. However long we've been going.
That's it. So he yesterday, he just had a shit day. Right? Yeah. And he's like, everything, he goes, I've had the worst day. Everything's going to be the worst. Right. And it's like he's pre-framed himself to have the worst day. Because he had a difficult thing happen in the morning, he had a difficult thing happen at lunch, he had a difficult thing happen in the afternoon, and then he had a difficult thing happen in the evening. Okay, so it's like, this has been the worst day ever. I just want to go home to sleep and sleep it off and move on. I said, dude, relax. Okay, you get through it. But if you keep thinking everything's going to be the worst, it will be the worst. Like he had to go to one of our jobs. He got called out because there was a water leak and he had to go there at 6:30 at night and check out the site and see where the fucking water leak was. And it turned out not to be our issue, but he still had to go there and do it. And the next morning, this morning I get to site and he goes, God, look at this. This is just cap off the day. And someone reversed into his car, which is actually my car, but reversed into car's a little scuff mark. Yeah, well, fuck, what do you do? Okay, if you keep looking at all the negative things in your life and all the problems in your life, what do you think is going to follow? More problems. It's that whole aspect and mindset around manifestation. You know, you want to manifest something. It's not, manifesting isn't sitting there and going, you know, great things are going to happen. Where's my $1 million? You know, and it magically happens. It's about your perception on everything that happens outside of that moment. Because now you go, okay, today I'm going to have an amazing day. And mind, all I want you to do is just focus on the things that are amazing throughout the day. And that's all I need you to do. And you will see things that are great.
Do you do this?
So I have done that. And it definitely works. It definitely works. When I say, like, it's not a spiritual, magical thing. I don't believe it being a magical thing that's happening, but I do believe in the unconscious mind finding things throughout the day that you go, you know what? That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that it's been proven as well when you, like, if you have a daily practice of gratitude, you unconsciously have to look for, because you're like, fucking gonna ask myself later. You know what I mean? And then you're like, I better start noticing some of the stuff that I can write down later tonight.
Yeah.
Because you don't like having nothing to write down.
Yeah.
So you start to notice some of the better things. You know, I watched an interview the other day of a couple of weeks ago, Tony Robbins and Jordan Peterson. Fuck, I love Jordan Peterson, by the way.
Mad dog.
He's such a cool dude. And Tony Robbins said, we don't experience life. We experience what we focus on in life. You know what I mean? He's
So
like,
true.
yeah, he's like, you can go through life. You can both go through and have the exact same experience. And one person focuses on this and the other person focuses on that. Like the same, like a set of actions happens and you focus on this, I focus on that. We have a completely different experience. You know what I mean? You can walk the same path and have a completely different experience somewhere because it's all about what you look for.
Yeah.
And if Simon is looking at the wrong things,
that's what he's going to focus on. That's right. So having that mindset in a stressful situation, I think is so powerful. Not I think, it is so powerful. If you can train your mind not to focus on the shit things that are happening at the time and just realize it'll pass, realize that you'll get through it, you'll end up finding the good in those stressful situations. How good was that? I had to get a report.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.